You are now tuned in to Uptown Talk.
If you are looking at this and you're wondering who, fucking hell, but we can still go. If you're looking at this and if you're looking at this,
man,
Bloopers edition.
It's the Uptown Talk podcast. He's stuttering over himself.
if you're looking at this and you know exactly who we are, thank you for all your support and for fucking with us for a long time. If you're listening to us and you have no idea who we are, this is Uptown Talk. We are here giving you our thoughts and perspective on everything happening in this wild world. What's good with y'all today?
This is episode 68, but episode 3 of the year, right?
Is it 68?
I think it's 68.
Or is it 69?
Is it 60? I thought it was 67.
60.
Wait, what
the first
How
first
we back that far?
No. The first episode of this year was 66. Then we did 67. Now this is 68.
Hold up. There's only
I
one.
guess. Listen, we can figure it out later.
There's
Listen.
literally only one way to figure this out.
Let's fact
but
check.
while we are also fact checking this,
You want to know how our week was?
Damn.
yes, I would also like for you to wait for me to bring it up.
You said this shit already.
I didn't
Hey,
You definitely
man.
said earlier, how was your week?
Well,
earlier
for
before.
Black History Month, you about to see some of the black on black.
This nigga.
I'm about to, shit. Dude, really? He's like, you said you asked us how our week was before we got on camera.
You said it on camera, bro.
I did not. But how was y'all week?
They can't tell us why you were pointing to the camera like that.
I don't know. It's dramatic effect.
Yeah, I don't know. We trying to get ourselves together.
Yeah.
You can start it off, Tosin.
It's a little rough.
We trying to find it. Obviously, we're down one person. Talib is not here. He is off in the West Indies, helping little immigrant kids and little Amazonian kids get from a vicious warlord.
Yeah.
And I appreciate him for that.
Or true black excellence.
Yeah, exactly. All while trying to prepare for his baby shower. So you know.
Yeah.
Shout out to him and shout out to all his humanitarian work. He's a great guy.
He's a man of many trades and a man of many gifts.
Yes, absolutely.
Damn.
So, appreciate you, Tyler.
We're going to keep you in the best light.
Of course.
Get back home safe.
Word.
But with that all being said, obviously our week wasn't as eventful as his, but how was y'all? What you had going on?
Bro, I just came back from hell. As you guys, I told y'all, man, I was down bad with the flu.
You didn't know. Well, you haven't talked to him in a minute. So, like, what happened? Give him a rundown.
I mean, so last week, right, you know, I think I'm going to enjoy a nice week because it's about to be Valentine's Day. Super Bowl was all right.
Valentine's Day passed.
Valentine's Day had passed. No, I know. But can you let me explain my week for me?
Okay,
Or you want to explain it for me? My bad, because you lived the week for me, right?
You're right.
All right, then.
You're right.
So, you know, we had Super Bowl, and there was the AFCON Cup of Nations, which Nigeria horribly went down with.
Nah, we don't have to talk about the crushing defeat.
Oh yeah, the crushing defeat. But listen, shout out to Ivory Coast because they still they put up a good match. But then it was a Super Bowl. We went to me and Rashawn stopped by at a Super Bowl party, and I swear I think that's where I got that flu virus from.
Word?
I feel like it because there was no other. I mean, outside of the AFCON Cup thing, that was the only place that I was at that was kind of heavily populated. But the AFCON Cup, I was watching it at my cousin's house.
That's true.
And then yeah, and you know, I
Family
stayed.
can't have the flu?
Huh?
Family can't have the flu?
I mean, I don't think so.
I know you don't want to blame them.
I don't want to blame none. Hell no.
I ain't gonna
Feel me?
find throwing that on a fam jacket is kind of wild.
They gave me the flu. Nah, I ain't. You know, the crazy part is they dead could have. I didn't even call to see if any of them had the flu. I'm gonna just blame it where it was like, you know, a high population of niggas. But yeah. So we went to that. You know, it was cool. Then Monday, I was feeling good. Went to work, chilling. Then on Tuesday, you know, it snowed, and I woke up okay. But yo, after I shoveled my driveway, it dawned on me. I just felt it. Like it was like first, it was like energy was real low. Then I had a headache, and then I was coughing a little bit, man. And you know, after I shoveled, we had a delayed opening at work, so I went there and I went to my office and went to sleep the whole time. Like the whole.
Yeah, because you literally still had to go to work.
Yeah, I was so mad.
That snow came out of nowhere. Like they literally canceled my the work, like field work, the day before. Like,
I thought they was gonna do that too because they gave us the 10 a.m. delayed
Yes.
opening, and I was like, all right, cool. And then I saw it was still snowing, and I'm like, all right, it's okay. It's 8 o'clock. They ain't say nothing. All right, let me go shovel. All right, it's 9 o'clock. It's 9:30. Wait, it's 9:45. Wait, hold up. Y'all
Wait,
not gonna cancel this shit?
y'all want me to still come in?
Word. So part of me wanted to just stay out, but you know, the African in me said, go to work. So then I went to work.
Money must be made.
Yeah, money must be made. Felt horrible.
What's the money with the bag?
Came home. I went right to sleep after work. Like, I slept till like 9, 10 o'clock. And then I'm like, nah, this is irregular. Because I had shortness of breath too. And then chest, like, tight. My chest was tight. And I told you, I have never had a headache that bad in my life. I really feel like a gorilla was in the back of my head just pulling it apart. Like,
Damn, that nigga was dying.
where I thought it was.
No, like actually, like dying.
Nah, that's the closest I think I
Your
was. Yeah, bro. I could have swore at one point I woke up. I was like, is that the Grim Reaper at the end of the bed? You said what? What'd you say? Anyway.
It's like his commentary on the whole thing was hilarious.
Oh god.
Like, go
So
on.
all right, speed
here.
up. So Wednesday, I woke up. I told my supervisor I wasn't coming. I felt severely under the weather, but I was like, let me go get tested because at first I thought it was COVID.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I went to go to Walgreens to get a test. And then, you know, they did the little swipe joint up the nose. That swipe stuff is still mad invasive. I'm just let you know. But they.
You be feeling like you got violated after
Well,
that.
nah, I was like, oh,
I didn't-
God. And I'm like,
I
yo.
consented, but I didn't know this was what it was going to be.
And they was swiping for mad long. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, why you have to do 30 swipes in each nose? But, yeah, so after that, I went back home, and like 30 minutes later, they sent me the chart saying it's like, oh yeah, you got influenza A. Apparently influenza A is like the strongest one. It's like a very strong one. Yeah, bro. I'm like, damn. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I was going through it, y'all. Like fever, everything, cold sweats. Like, yeah, I hate that. I hate the feeling of, yo, you could be under your covers sweating and still getting chills.
Bro, I swear that's the worst thing ever, bro.
I'm like, this doesn't make any mathematical sense.
Yeah, like you be like literally huddled up, like with covers and stuff on you, but you feel like you're freezing. Like it's literally the worst. But
I was tight too because I was actually supposed to go out for Valentine's Day, but had to cancel that shit.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
man. I wonder for 2 seconds she was like, I knew this nigga had a girlfriend.
I didn't say I was going on a date.
See,
I was going out. Y'all ain't know where I was going though.
that's what it is.
Word.
Real nigga wasn't thinking.
Word,
My
but
fault.
I
My
mean,
bad.
it is what it is.
No, I was literally going off of what I thought.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
what happens when niggas assume shit.
I know you
Yeah.
jump into conclusions.
That's what I'm saying.
You
When
gotta
you
stop
jump
doing
to
that.
conclusions, you know.
You ain't my girl. Stop jumping to conclusions.
Yo, don't point at me though. Like,
I'm not pointing. I'm directing my hand at you.
no, your fingers are pointed at me. That's what you're doing.
My
right
hand
now.
is directed your
That's
way.
what you're doing right now, nigga. That's what you're doing.
Let me talk about my week.
Black
fellas.
on black violence right now. What's up?
You sit this one out real quick. Me and this brother got something that we got going on right here.
Get off your chest.
Yo, cut the camera off. Let's go.
That's the second time too. all during Black History.
Oh
Month.
yeah, you gotta love us
Shit.
black people.
Word, shut up.
Nah, but yeah, that was basically my week. Thank God. I mean, I was in the house. This actually, y'all coming to see me is like the first interaction with any with
yeah.
people I've had since last Tuesday. So
Wrap it up, y'all. This nigga not dead. Let's go. Yeah, let's get it. We lit, y'all.
Back in business.
Well, somebody was like, "Yo, you gotta go get a vaccine." No, I don't. I got antibodies now. Thank you.
Nah.
Word.
My body know what this is.
All right, Kim said, "Yeah, you gotta get the shot, friend." I said, "Go to hell, friend."
Friend, twin,
Where have you been?
All right, go ahead.
Nobody, none. Sorry.
Okay.
Quite like you.
So this past week, obviously we had the Super Bowl on Sunday. contrary to popular belief I see on social media, I thought it was a competitive game. I thought Usher did a great job during the halftime show, even though there was a lot of controversy around it with him and his performance with Alicia Keys.
That was crazy. But
that was wild. That was wild.
It's literally not on the topic list, but I mean, we don't even have to deep dive about it, but that was kind of wild.
Wait, what was wild?
Usher dancing with Alicia Keys.
Yo, but that's my thing. They're performers,
yeah,
bro.
I'm about to say he's a performer.
They're performers.
You know
It's like if a woman is an actor and she's married and she kisses somebody on set, we're gonna be wilding about it. Like that was you know what really made me more upset is the fact that we didn't really put highlight to the fact that Usher brought out mad black acts with him.
No, he did.
He didn't make the Super Bowl about just him.
No,
he brought out Ludacris. He brought out Lil Jon, Alicia Keys. Jermaine Dupri, like yo, Will.i.am. That's 6 people he brought, and he could have just made it by himself.
Yes.
But like the Super Bowl, which we know sometimes can be very like whitewashed a little bit with certain stuff, especially the halftime performance. And over the years they've been doing a good job, but he made it bigger than just it's not going to be just about him. Yo, they made a song back in the day, like that is about love. And he hugged her from the back. I get it. Like, it's a little spicy, but I hate when people was like, oh, yeah, this is why you don't bring your boo around Usher to see Swizz is not. I'm like, no, that's not what it is.
Have you ever seen Damsis Idris in that...
Damsis Idris?
Idris.
Yeah, Idris in that Childish Gambino show.
Oh,
he blowing old girl. Swarm. Well, he was blowing Chloe Bailey back out.
What was that?
Was
that your queen?
That's a little different. That's blowing. That's a full on back blowing.
But what if she said like, "Hey, honey, we acting though. Like it's not real."
You get into the check.
But that's the thing. I wouldn't marry. I don't think I would do that. But
this nigga like, yo,
okay, but no.
Too much
Here's the thing. Like, listen, let's stay on the fact of that's him blowing a girl's back out versus him hugging her from behind for performance purposes.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I said that was wild, and it was wild. But I'm of the belief that if y'all had a conversation, obviously Alicia Keys talked to fucking Swizz about this beforehand. So if they had a conversation about it, then it is what it is. I just said like that was wild because it looked like they were actually into it a little bit though. It looked kind of like.
So
I mean, she had to fall into it. Her voice started cracking up.
That was the biggest story though. How she started off.
Yeah, what you saying, Colin?
No. I was just gonna say what I took from it first. Like Tosin said, their performance. Then I also took from it that it's Usher and the type of stage he's on. Like that's the Super Bowl.
Usher, baby.
Denying your queen, your woman, your wife, your girlfriend that access to be able to perform something like that, and it's a legendary song, a duet that they're doing together. So I could see. I saw Swift's response. Like he put up a post about it, and he said how that's their performers and stuff like that. And it's the Super Bowl. People should have really been paying attention to her dress, like how astounding her dress was.
Yeah, that shit was fire.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't realize how fire Alicia Keys' body was, and I'm not. I don't want Swiss coming after me, but it's Black History Month.
This nigga hop off to give Swiss some props and then hop right back on his wife.
Nah, I'm appreciate.
Like yo.
I was just trying to appreciate everybody in the mix.
Word, like y'all doing a lot.
I'm doing a lot of appreciation on the table.
But Alicia fire though.
Yeah, she is. Face card valid, 20 plus years, whatever that was.
So.
Alicia's been she's been a hit, but what's it called? What else eventful thing?
Oh no, I didn't even speak about my week. Actually.
That's what I'm saying. So actually, it was a really special week.
Yes, it was a special week. So then
tell us, Quan.
So then Wednesday was Valentine's Day of this past week. I was in Hoboken, went to Ainsworth.
You went somebody? You went with somebody?
I definitely went with a young lady, special young lady at that. And
you flew her out after?
I definitely did not do that.
I mean, they just stayed here.
Yeah. I about to say
they were on stage.
Yeah. I know. You could do like quick 24-hour trip.
That was not happening. So at least not for this trip. So yeah, Ainsworth was a vibe. They had it set up real nice for the Valentine's Day themed and everything. Had you know how I do. I had it set up with the roses and had the chicken marsala. Is that how you
Niggas
pronounce
love
it?
putting rose petals in the bedroom.
Word, use new
So-
flowers. Like, come on now.
Like, niggas need to like switch it up.
Word, get some tulips, bro.
Nah.
Snickers or something.
Snickers.
So-
I want Reese's. Yeah.
So Valentine's Day, like I said, Valentine's Day was a vibe. Then going into the weekend, that Saturday, February 17th, national holiday.
Michael Jordan?
No,
Oh, it's not his birthday. Not that day.
no,
Oh
no. His birthday must be
nigga's
another.
birthday.
You talking about Michael B. Jordan, right?
no, I said Michael Jordan's.
Oh, Michael.
No, it's a real
Oh,
nigga's
the other
birthday
Michael Jordan.
on
Okay.
February 17th.
My birthday's February 17th. I turned 28 years old.
Happy belated.
Appreciate y'all. We're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
That's great. That's all right. Go ahead.
Nah, but yeah, spent the time in Manhattan. I went to Swingers, miniature golf, you guys.
Oh, I'm about to say, wait, whoa.
Yeah,
I was about to be like, this is an interesting week.
yeah, full
You
circle.
know what's funny? I know exactly what the thing is, and when he said it, I still stopped. Like, you went to Swingers?
Yeah, definitely went to a miniature golf place. They serve alcohol.
Called Swingers.
Yeah. The place is called Swingers, and it's not an advertisement for them. But I'm just saying it's a vibe if you want to take your lady out there, or if you want to set something up. It was definitely a vibe.
Whoever
Yeah.
named that place had a great marketing.
Word. No, I'm on to that's
Yeah.
crazy.
And also on Sunday we went to Bow House. Excuse me, Bath House. I keep butchering it. We went to Bath House. They had a whole bunch of sauna, steam rooms, hot tubs, cold plunges. You could get personal massages there, and it was just very intimate. Like you saw a lot of couples there, a lot of singles there, all different types of ethnicities. So this week has been an ultimate blessing. I brought it in with special young lady, brought it in with family, friends, just being able to be celebrated and and be comfortable around your people and just feel completely appreciated was an awesome blessing.
Wait,
This is
and then like they have saunas and stuff there, right?
Most definitely.
This is
I didn't miss that.
No, I was just wondering. I was trying to think.
This is an interesting.
It's a vibe.
combo.
They able to get naked in there?
Booty ball naked.
So the section I was in, I don't think you was necessarily able to get naked in. I think that's a secluded after hours part you was referring to. You get what I'm saying?
No, I was just wondering. No,
Okay.
because I know some bathhouses you could literally like be ass naked.
No,
Also, I mentioned to you guys before we got on, we got on air. So they it's also unlimited. I don't know if that's the deal they were just running, but it's unlimited as far as like the hours you could be there. We got there at 4. We didn't leave till 7:30.
That's like Soja though.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh wait, like once you go to Soldier, you could be there like all
You could
day.
be there all day.
Oh,
So you go to all the saunas, all this.
Okay. Yeah. We was
I
there for a
need to spend
minute.
a day in that.
Come on.
That's
it
an
was
interesting.
wild.
That's an interesting like transition from Swingers to the bathhouse.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's wild.
So
Yeah.
I ain't gonna front though. That sound kind of live though.
Nah, it was-
going to Swingers, doing some golf, and then you go to a nice spot, have your nuts out for a second, and you tan up. Like I fucks with it.
Can you tan up in the bathhouse?
I don't know. I'm just talking about bullshit. Jay. Like, honestly, I'm just talking about what I think. It's heat. It's a lot of heat, and we moving. So
yeah.
But with that being said, we can move on.
You ain't tell us about your week.
Yeah, how was your week?
It was boring. I lived and I'm here. I'm fine.
Wait, you ain't doing nothing for Valentine's Day?
Actually, it's crazy because last time we talked on here, I said that, hey babe, we're gonna do something nice for Valentine's.
Oh yeah, he had to come back and cop because he was talking too much on the pod.
I was talking way too much, and it I wouldn't say it got me in trouble, but we did have a very stern.
He was like, yo, Toast, can you go back and edit?
Yeah. I definitely did get like a stern talking to. Like it was a very strict
Hey
conversation.
man, this is why we be single out here. Can't nobody tell us what to do.
And nigga, that's no one wants to be fucked.
Here.
Man.
So yeah, what did you do for Valentine's Day? Because I know you
Okay.
had some making up to do after that last.
Oh
time.
no. We didn't really do anything for Valentine's Day. We actually ended up going to yesterday actually we went to the Whitney in New York. We went to a pizzeria across from there. The Whitney is like a museum.
Nice.
Also too.
So you flew out to the Whitney?
It's in New York. I don't think I could take a plane over there. It's just
Take a helicopter.
I mean, I'm kind of scared of those things now.
Wow, that was whoa.
Keep going.
Yeah, I was no more questions.
I was about to say. I hope that they don't catch on to that. Keep
Yeah,
going.
that was
But
crazy.
like I said though, I really wasn't trying to do all that. But nah, we went to like a pizzeria and then went to the museum, and it was a vibe. I had a great ass time. But that was kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, when me and Caleb been together for like 8 years now, like you be together with somebody for that long, like Valentine's Day and the importance of it, it's like, bro, we do shit for each other all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it is what it is. Like,
Yeah, but it'd be that one Valentine's Day. It's gonna be like, how could you not do this for me?
yeah, I mean, kind of, but like when we
You slip by on this one.
look, big plans are coming. I'm just gonna put that out there and leave it at that. So we'll go for it how we go for it. But the week for me was pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie, it's been really good. I'm working on a magazine right now with one of my mans.
Nice.
And it's I don't want to give away too much and like say too much because we haven't really talked about like the way in which we go about it. But it is like a journal format of just the ways in which we see society from like a political view, and also too from like I don't know. It's kind of like giving like an anthropological viewpoint of culture. You know, a black culture and like political culture. So that's what my week has been made of. So yeah.
Man, that's so booty.
Pretty eventful.
That's so booty for Valentine's
Niggas
Day.
is hateful.
I would have
haters.
I would have flew my girl out.
Yo, you the worst. This nigga's probably the worst after a chick's boyfriend doesn't do shit for her for Valentine's Day.
Wait a fucking minute.
This nigga's like, man, he didn't do nothing for you. I would have took you to the Taj Mahal. Nigga, turn your motherfucking phone off.
It's my aunt. She's making sure that I'm good because she wants to cook me more food because I was sick. Ass wipe.
You're lying. You're lying again.
You want some food?
Only she make a pan.
Word, for real. Like,
You know what I'm saying? If it's
a little
enough,
jello,
like,
you
you know what
feel
I'm
me? A
saying?
little lamb.
You know what I'm saying?
Alright, keep playing.
You know how I like it, mom.
Talking about that shit. I'll pick up right now.
And a little fat burger. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but oh man, bro, this was a week. This was definitely a fucking week.
Yes, it was, man. I feel like I went to sleep on Tuesday and woke up on Friday.
So wait, are we talking about acknowledgement of Black History Month first, or are we going into?
No, Valentine's Day was way more important than Black History Month, of course. Duh.
See, that's a real nigga.
Word.
You know, one day.
I don't
over
feel
like-
good. Wait, I don't feel good. You calling me a real nigga?
Yeah,
Word.
that's- call him a real nigga.
a real nigger. Real
I'm
nigger.
a real one.
Real nigger right
I'm
there.
her one. Ooh.
So, I guess we haven't been really serious about this on this podcast this whole episode, but for sake of like having like real conversation, though, we did want to talk about Black History Month, and honestly, like, I think everybody talks about it in the sense of like being woke or like conscious and stuff like that, and I feel like a lot of those terms get like overused way too much nowadays. But to me, I think kind of like a question that I would pose to y'all is like, when did y'all have that moment of coming into consciousness about just your identity? Because I feel like Black people, W.E.B. Du Bois talks about it like the double consciousness, like this idea of seeing yourself through the lenses of other people. And I feel like this is like us segueing to something like super serious, kind of. But I think it is important to just have like a casual conversation of when did we start to become aware of like not just Blackness, but like the social aspect, the social and cultural aspects of like Blackness. When we started to learn like the history behind like segregation, the history behind like racism, the history behind like, you know, some of these phenomena that's happening.
So I would say some of the things for me, it's so ironic how it's actually certain things that deal with entertainment. So with music, I think the first rap song I could really recall, like understanding, like reading, like reciting the lyrics to myself, and it really resonating with me is "Dear Mama" by Tupac. when he said, even though you was even as a crack fiend, mama always was a black queen, mama. That resonated with me. Not that my mom was on crack or anything like that, but growing up in the type of environments that we grew up in, and even having like I really visualize those words, like still having your mother on a pedestal, even though in the plight that she's in. And I use her plight as just the plight of African Americans has been going through for decades and stuff. And then for in film, I would say a movie is the Malcolm X movie starring Denzel Washington.
Damn you.
I'm sorry.
No. You good. You good.
That movie, it resonated and it touched my soul. And a TV show that actually I watched a little bit briefly when I was younger, but it really hit me when I got older, is A Different World. I think A Different World really put in perspective how black people from any part of the United States going to a college and, had going through the social experience of being on it, being alone, but having that camaraderie amongst black people and excelling to the next level and figuring out life.
Yeah, like an HBCU.
Exactly, like an HBCU.
So when you say double consciousness, you're talking about as consciousness being a black American and just an American?
Yeah. So
I just wanted to specify.
Yeah, no. That's actually exactly what it is. So it's kind of like, I think what Du Bois was talking about in Souls of Black Folks, he was kind of getting into the idea of being both, this thing that is a citizen. You are a citizen here, but you are othered. Like you are not what is seen as like I feel like they talk about it all the time. Like in America, whiteness is kind of like the default. Like whiteness is the default. Whiteness is seen as normal. This is how we, that is the normal way of operating, having, a white face on something, or appealing to like, Western customs. Like, I think all of that kind of plays into it. And so like, how does that feel to like be working in a place where you come from a people that were enslaved and brought here, but also are a part and woven into the history of this country? I feel like that was a mouthful.
Hey, yo.
I'm only bugging because this nigga literally I'm literally watching him on a mic and his lip is quivering. I feel like he felt the need to say that.
My lip was quivering because I really had something to say, and then I'm like, nigga said it's a mouthful. I'm like, yo.
Nah, it's funny. It seemed like he felt uncomfortable for you when you said that.
He was like,
nah, because you just, I don't know, it's because when you said it, you should put like such an emphasis on it.
Yeah, you said it with conviction.
I did.
Yeah.
So it's funny we talking about like having double consciousness with certain things, because I always feel like for me it's always interesting topic, because you saying double consciousness, but for me it's almost like having a triple consciousness or whatever it may be. Because me it's okay, the American, Black American, and then African American or African descent American, I guess you could say, Nigerian American, I could say, because it's like, you see how for example, as you saying double consciousness, for example, people who are in, let's say, Vietnam War, right? That they were dealing with being American, the threat of Vietnam War, but then also being like black. Is that Jim Crow era?
Nah, that's a little bit after Jim Crow era.
When is that?
It's like you talking about Vietnam, right?
Yeah,
like late 60s.
Late 60s. Okay, cool.
It's literally you're fresh out of Jim Crow.
Yeah, but it's still black issues that's going on in there. And then now, like for me, it's
literally,
like
I think you're literally just coming out of Jim Crow.
Okay, so for me, like I said, it's having like a multiple aspect of certain things. So for me, it's like, okay, I was going in high school, right? I'm like, okay, this is a regular American, experience, supposed to experience certain things. But then, we went to high school with a bunch of Portuguese kids, and they were very racist. So that's where you start to feel the separation between being American and just being like, Black American. But then for me, it's also like a third kind of consciousness, in a sense, like, okay, I'm African too. So it's hard to find people to relate to with certain things. Like, I remember when we was younger, y'all couldn't understand why my parents wouldn't let me go out past 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock or all these other stuff. or why my parents were just so strict with certain stuff. And that's just literally an African thing. You get what I'm saying? Like most African kids, when they're growing up, their parents are strict as hell. You get what I'm saying? And it just be like certain things that, you know, culture wise, is like low key kind of like a separation with certain things, and then you know it kind of makes you feel alienated with certain things because at science, I don't think it was that many African kids at our school like that.
I don't really think.
No.
Yeah, like think about it. It was
Kelvin.
I think that
Okay, it was-
African. You talking about it was
in our grade.
as many like Nigerians?
Nigerians, or yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like it was Kelvin,
Is Ida? No,
Ida, but Ida was kind of meshing in between a lot of different
Bro,
friends.
I don't know which. I don't know.
I don't even know.
But it goes back to the whole thing of there wasn't like a big group of like
Yeah.
Africans just hanging out with each other. You get what I'm saying?
It was no sense of community.
Yeah, it wasn't like a big community thing, and it always makes you, it's a double-edged sword because you never really feel sometimes accepted, but sometimes you always understand the different aspects of like plight and different things going on, but you also feel as though like I always do think that sometimes me being African was like a really good thing too because there was a level of strictness and of like, I'm not saying that everybody don't have, but like a work ethic that Africans really place on their kids. Like you see us saying them jokes, that joke, he's like, oh, mathematics, I was the best.
Oh yeah.
What's he say? He said arithmetic, I was teacher's pets. Stuff like that, but no, it's literally stuff like that because, we talk about it a lot, but like Africans, they don't play about education. You get what I'm saying? And that's part of the reason I'm like, but it also kind of sucks because it's a lot of lack of understanding. So like, remember when like I was talking about trying to transfer to the East Side?
Yeah.
And my mother was just like, fuck that shit. I couldn't even go to the AAU tournament in Vermont.
Yeah, I think with that stuff too though, like
Oh,
go ahead. No.
my bad. But the one time I could tell you, and it's why it's always funny to me because certain times I feel each consciousness or specific times. Like for example, when we went to basketball camp in Poconos, you like I don't know if I ever told you, but we was in a camp and one time the kids just asked us, like the white kids were just asking us like, yo, do you sell drugs? Do you do this? And I'm like, oh, so y'all really just think this about us?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, but what's funny? As racist as the Portuguese kids was at science, they never asked me if I sold drugs and no shit like that.
I mean, that's just some hardcore like backyard racism.
Word.
Like, God damn.
But that's also because some of them probably was selling drugs too.
No, possibly.
Yeah,
but
so it's like,
They honestly, I think they was trying to see if not trying to see, but
man,
no. They definitely trying to see if we was going to deal to them.
Word. Like,
they would probably use this for
like,
sure.
you got pills,
Right,
your perks, like, bro,
Man,
fuck out my face. Nigga.
word.
I'm trying to ball up. I'm trying to better my life,
I
nigga.
swear, and that's the shit that's so crazy because in high school we was like drugs, fucking disgusting little piece of shit. We was really like athletic. I mean, student athletes to the death. Like we wasn't supposed.
God damn it, nigga! Don't make it seem like we junkies now.
No,
back in the day,
but
we
now
a whole dare program.
But now we drink. I mean, now we drink alcohol. Like, but back then when we was in high school, it was a bunch of people drinking and all that stuff. I said, we was like, oh, never.
I always said this though, like, and this is a little bit on topic, but I'll get back soon. Like, I always said like that whole like drinking and doing a lot of partying. Like, sometimes you hear people that's like, oh, like I was doing stuff that 30-year-olds were doing at 15, blah, blah, blah. That's why some of this shit don't excite me. I was like, that's a problem. Because I think also, too, like, a lot of times, like, those memories, I feel like people always do this thing sometimes where they kind of go back to, like, high school and those times, those carefree times. And if you got a whole bunch of, like, drugs and smoking and drinking and shit attached to that, it's like, them memories be laced with, like, you just getting fucked up. Like, and I'm like, for me, I appreciate the fact that a lot of my high school experience, none of that shit had to deal with drugs. None of that shit had to deal with me drinking. It's just good ass memories of niggas just having fun being around each other.
Yeah, we didn't. I don't even think we really started drinking until like really me. I didn't really start drinking until like even late into college.
Yeah, like
I was well over 21 when I'm like.
I think the first time I really got drunk was probably like 23.
Yeah, and that
I was
time
a little older too. I was a little older, around 22, 21.
But it's funny when you say the whole thing about living when you were like oh, doing the stuff when we was 16, that people was 30 years old, blah blah blah. I mean, for me, I only looked at it like, for me, I had experiences like that. Like, going to the club. I was going to the club since I was like 16, 17, but not like.
You was taking pictures, right?
Yeah, I was taking pictures. I was doing, but I was like, oh damn, this club it's alright. It's kind of, and those the good old days in the club. Like, people would be dancing like shamelessly.
Oh,
like,
word?
Yeah, you know, everybody bring out their phone.
It was like a different. Oh damn,
Yeah,
it's crazy how shit changes that fast.
Yeah, because think about 16, 17, I was like, that was like my junior year, sophomore.
2012,
I was junior, that's my junior year.
Yeah, it was like 2012, 2011.
I was like 17, 16, 17. And that was junior year. Instagram wasn't that popping yet.
Nah, it wasn't.
Like, I remember I got my Instagram junior year, but I wasn't really using it till senior year because I didn't get an iPhone till senior year.
Yeah.
I didn't start using Instagram until 2014. I wanted to ask you guys.
Wait, hold up. I didn't even get to say when.
Oh, you didn't say your piece on it? Okay.
No, but what you about to say though?
No. Go ahead.
Okay, cool.
Y'all polite.
Huh?
Y'all polite.
Yeah, I guess.
No, you go. No, you go.
I guess we nice. Nah, but I was gonna say like the first time that I had like a real, I think, moment of consciousness literally did come from watching Spike Lee's Malcolm X. I think that movie did something. It really did something to me. It did something to like my awareness of what was happening and what the black experience was. You know, watching Denzel. I was just stuck on like, yo, like, how did this guy see the world? Like, what was the things that he was talking about? It made me want to know more. Like, I had did like sketches and shit, and it was just really something that he kind of felt like. I think I'll never forget. I was watching an interview a guy was having, and I'm really pissed I can't remember the man's name, but he was talking about reading Malcolm's autobiography and weeping at the end when he found out Malcolm died, because he was like, yo, if I have felt so close to the person that I was reading about, that hearing about his death, like, that shit touched me in a way. And I felt like just that moment that I had, that moment, and then when I got to around, I would say like 18, like 17, 18, like senior year, my dad having somewhat of awakening, and like him being like more like, you know, him.
You said what year?
It's like 2013,
14. Oh yeah, when he made us all watch Hidden Colors.
Yeah, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. It was a lot.
Oh
of
yeah,
that.
we was super here.
Word, bro. We was here. Like we was here. Nigga.
Word. I ain't gonna hold you.
Right here.
We was right Hotep.
No, bro. We was very. We was super. I was.
Nah,
super,
I wanted to kill the black race after that.
No, but it wasn't just Hotep. It was like everything Hotep adjacent. I was just like conspiracy theories, all types of shit. Yes. Like niggas.
Nah, the thing that really that who kind of really woke us up too was remember Professor Akil Kafani?
Oh yeah.
When he showed us COINTELPRO, I was like, yo, this is the first day I'm happy we didn't skip class playing 2K at mom's house.
Well, yeah, no, for real, bro. I ain't gonna front that shit. All of that stuff was like, that shit was a real eye opener for me, and all of that stuff was happening like, it felt like an alignment because we was just going to Essex County too, so like all of this stuff was kind of happening. I was linking up with people, and I think like that was my pops. Like he was like him, like the Malcolm X movie, but also too like my dad. I feel like my dad was the biggest catalyst because it's just little shit he would say. He was like, "Yo, never be afraid to get your foundation shaken. Like, never be afraid to like ask questions or like be wrong about some shit or like, you know, rethink a way in which you thought about life." And I think like that shit has helped me in a lot of ways. I view the world. It's kept me with this ability or like me trying to work on this ability to adapt. But bringing that shit all the way back to like black consciousness and like that awakening, that was around that time. That was like my moment of having like, damn, like this is really like, not only are we black, but that, and then also too like moments. I mean, none of us were like immune from those moments like Trayvon Martin, like hearing about Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, all these things. Like these things were happening simultaneously within the culture, and we were like, it started all those conversations. To me, I feel like
Most
that
definitely.
was like 2013, 2012 was like when those conversations.
No,
started.
I think it's 2013, 2014.
To me, I feel like
Because-
Trayvon Martin was
2012.
2012. Yeah,
2012.
That was
I'm
2012.
almost
Oh,
certain.
okay.
That was
Yeah, okay.
2012.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
No,
Mike
no.
Brown was 2014.
Yeah,
Yes,
there we go.
yes.
Mike
yes,
Brown was
yes.
I remember.
2014.
I think I made like some big like collaboration kind of video or stuff like that. But
Yeah, he was 2012. It was it's crazy. February 26, 2012.
I think what really woke. No, I think the reason is because when the verdict came out,
That's what really woke me up. Because I was like, prior to that, I'm like, they're going to charge him. They're going to charge him. They're going to charge him.
You seen as blatant as day,
It's
right?
like, yeah, they're going to charge him. But when the verdict came out, which is a year later, that's when I was like,
You right.
nah,
You right.
this is crazy. And it's crazy. That joint it just made you angry. I think that's the real part of the woke part. I guess you could say it's like it just makes you so angry because I don't know, like for the country that you live in to minimize your existence with certain things. It's like you're just so angry, but you also feel so powerless, and then you're angry because you feel powerless.
You know what it was too? Like it wasn't so much. It was the way in which you were hearing these conversations be conducted. So like,
Oh, he looked like this. Like, what?
yeah, it was like it was like you had people being like, "Well, why the fuck y'all kill him?"
Yeah.
And then you were literally hearing people in real time trying to justify why someone could be killed, and like looking at these people. A lot of times you talking about white officers killing black unarmed men.
and I feel like it just got more prevalent after.
Yeah, we had Eric Gardner,
Yes,
we
Eric
had
Gardner.
Freddie Gray, we had Sandra Bland, we had
Frank, Fred Castile, no.
I know who you're talking about. That's what I was thinking about. Fernando Castile.
Yeah.
Yes, we had him. We had the list goes on. There's an endless list that we could go after, but to me it was the conversation of like having the way in which people are trying to dehumanize people and trying to like fit them into an archetype. Well, these people are thugs.
You know the thing about that shit is I do appreciate those movements because that movement also it's like for me, like I said, the triple consciousness thing, like the stuff that was happening in Black America now just opened up my eyes to all the things happening, like back in Africa,
Nigeria and stuff like that. And like a while ago, we did a podcast about the SARS incident. Remember stuff like that, and we was talking about a lot of main things like that, and it really made me look back into things going on in Africa. Like I mean, I talked to y'all about like just opening up our conversations about, not just here, but things in Africa and, because it's like stuff going on in the Congo. And it's like all these things, I don't know, like I said, and it go back to the triple consciousness thing. Like, for me, on all fronts, there's like a different issue to be addressed in my head. And it's hard to figure out what battlefield you're going to choose to be on. You get what I'm saying?
I think. Let me say this, Quan, and you go right after me because I know you've been trying to get a word in. But I wanted to say, like, I think this goes to like a concept that I've heard also too when talking about this. I'm trying to figure out what it would be theorizing certain like ideologies. So when you're talking about feminism, when people talk about feminism, they talk about like intersectional feminism, and like literally what that works on is like breaking down different identities and how those identities play into each other. So it's not about just so breaking it down from your instance, like who are you as a man, but also to who are you as like a black man. Okay, but who are you also to as like a black man that is an African immigrant? Well, you're not an immigrant, but you come from a black. My fault. Who are you as a black man of the African diaspora? Someone that is that has like what are you, second generation? Second or third?
I'm first generation.
First generation.
Yeah,
Being the
first
first,
generation.
so that in itself is a different experience than say someone like me that is a black African American that's family has been here for a generation. It's a different it's a different experience, but we could speak to ways in which there are intersections. There are ways in which we have like commonality. So I think about that a lot of times too. And going back to like the Malcolm X movie, it did something else too. Like that shit woke me up to like that African consciousness. That's why I've always been drawn to like Pan-Africanism.
Yes.
No matter what, obviously besides a lot of the like the Hotep adjacent bullshit, outside of that as like a political stance, the idea of connecting to Africa has always, to me, been a non-negotiable. There is no real black solidarity if we are not trying to connect that to Africa.
I quickly wanted to say, me having a conversation with a childhood friend from the Ivy Hill section, Murphy, telling me how when he had went to Africa for a time period, how prior to him going to Nigeria, he was struggling with grades and struggling with discipline. And his father tried to shake his foundation by sending him to Africa, and he was saying how he came back and his sense of passion, discipline, motivation, it was like, back home it's just the conditions are so bad. Here I have it great, and all I have to do is just apply myself and do my work. It's like, I'm gonna do that plus more. I'm doing that, and now I'm about to go look for a job and handle my business.
Wait, when did he go back to Africa?
I believe his senior
In
in high school.
Oh, he stayed there the whole year? Or?
No, not the whole year, but for months. For months.
Okay.
Yeah, he was there for months, and he was saying,
I wish I would have did that.
He was saying he also told me like for his family foundation, it put something and instilled something into his mind. So that, I think that was very powerful for me, because it showed me I obviously had the black experience, a black American experience, me being a black American within the United States, and then having a close friend, childhood friend from second grade who's first generation like Tosin in America, African in America, him telling me how that it just shook my mind, and it just made me want to be more disciplined and connect more to Africa. So
I will say though, the one thing about this is they're all necessary, but it's hard. It's so hard to sift through each trial and tribulation between each levels of consciousness, I guess. Because it's like so the one thing I appreciate is I can take from everything is like, okay, Africans, we mad disciplined, and we hardworking, and not saying that black Americans isn't, but when it comes to school and stuff like that, where there's like a level of discipline because of the appreciation of education. You get what I'm saying? Like in Africa, most kids growing up, their parents have to pay for them to go to school, and if you're not, you're just illiterate. Versus here, they send you have to go to school for kindergarten through 12th grade. You get what I'm saying? You have to go to school. It's free. You get what I'm saying? So there's a different level of appreciation. But here, I will say there is like a level of fight within the black community. Like even Fela Kuti, he talked about like how he came here before he did his revolution and all of the fighting stuff before he went back to Africa to go do it, because like here with black Americans, there's a level of we need to fight for what's ours type of thing. Whereas Africans, sometimes we'll just work and work ourselves into the ground without even trying to really we'll work, but not we'll work hard, but not work smart with certain things. And we think working ourselves into the ground is the key to certain stuff, and some stuff it's like, no, you do have to have a level of fight with certain things. And I think those two together, like that's kind of where my head is with certain things. Like here I understand the black experience and having to fight for what is ours, but I also can only do that because I've been here, and now also I can take the same mindset to be like, all right, well, in Africa we got so many big issues like not having constant light. At least in Nigeria, I should say, some places have a lot of Africa has light issues, but I'm going to speak specifically for Nigeria. We have light issues. We have sometimes water issues. We have economy, inflation, jobs, like, you know, and it's because of, you know, being here in America that I understand of like, yo, this is what life, we're supposed to go for a certain standard of life and fight for it. You get what I'm saying? And, you know, it's not, and you know, it's not always through education or you know, regular.
It's interesting because I'm thinking about it from the standpoint of when you're like your environment dictates your behavior. So like when you're I think about Black Americans and how we've always been under the surveillance of whiteness. We're constantly under, you know, whiteness is ubiquitous. We cannot go without it being around us. You know, it's ever present in America. We are the minority in America, whereas in Africa it's a little different. Where it's the majority is Black people. Mm-hmm. You know, it's Black people there, but also too, it's when I think about the oppressions and the things that are going on. You're talking about a continent that has had a lot of its natural resources. Yeah. Being literal, like from the earth, but also to natural resources, as in the people. Literally, people taken from there, minerals and the earth taken from there to like fuel the world. So that's a different oppression, but also too, the reality is different because you see a lot of this stuff is happening behind closed doors. You don't see it out in the open. Whereas in America, it's different for Black Americans here because, you know, the people that we see that could be oppressing us, the white supremacy is very vigilant. We could see it. It's something that is like very clear to us. Like, you know, and like we could watch Donald Trump and be like, he's a piece of shit or whatever. You know, we could hear him say racist things on TV and stuff like that and be like, see, this is what the country stands on. And you will see people rallying behind him because they believe in that stuff. It's different in Africa where you have like majority, you may have majority Black people there, but you have foreign nations sifting in sucking the fucking natural resources out. And a lot of times they may need some of the support because historically they've been getting, you know, fucked because you've had these powers ganging up, whether it's Belgium, the French, the English, you know,
Portuguese,
literally, we could go down the list, literally coming there and taking from there. So, you know, they're different struggles, and I think a lot of times what the prevailing feeling I have for this is like, yo, we have to like give more grace and be more understanding. We can't be closed-minded and like sometimes so opinionated. We just have to listen to each other and listen to like what we're talking about when our struggles and like tell each other when we feel like, hey, like I think your perspective on that is off, and like on the other side is like, yeah, like I think I'm trying to like understand. Like it needs to be a level of understanding, but the Black American or the Black diaspora solidarity has been talked about, you know, ad nauseum for like years now. It's decades.
It's funny because when you saying that too, it take me back to, I think I sent you like a post a while back, but it was like, you know, it's the double consciousness is two things, but across the diaspora, Africans directly descended from Africa will never understand what it's like for Black Americans in the sense that you will never understand what it feels like to be taken from your home country, have your history wiped out, not know anything about your past, where you're from, where your country, anything like that, and then now be put into a foreign country and to be forced to live with certain things, and then the trauma of,
the transatlantic slave trade and slavery in itself and trickle down effects from that. But in vice versa, Black Americans will never understand in the same light that Africans in America will not. Is that the timer? Oh. Black Americans will not understand Africans in the sense that what it feels like for a foreign country, for you to be in your homeland and to be colonized by a foreign white invader, and now all your resources, everything that is your country being taken away from you just through generations. And now too, and then you also got to understand there is modern day slavery within Africa in itself. Like, people are getting paid $1.15 a day to work damn near a 12-hour, 15-hour shift in the Congo and all these other stuff. And we're having like this big war in Democratic Republic of Congo because they're trying to take cobalt out of the country so that we can power all these iPhones and all these.
I know that's been something that I've heard for years.
Yeah. Wow. So and now we got like a bunch of things, child soldiers, all these little. We have child soldiers. We have warlords that falsify warlords. Remember that stuff when it was like Coney 2012 or something like that? Yeah. When he went to Uganda and then he found out this dude has been dead for like 10 years already.
Wait, hold up. This is actually Talib calling me. Hold up, 2 seconds. Nah, so I literally was. It's Talib that just called us. Yeah. He couldn't be with us today. He's actually calling in to let us know
saving them kids in the Congo.
Yes, saying no. It's actually the Amazonian rainforest. He's actually helping kids in the Amazonian rainforest as we speak.
Wait, them kids black?
Yes, they are.
Oh,
They're
okay,
actually the black kids with the blonde hair that people always talk about.
Yeah. Nah,
very heroic. Very heroic.
That's a black.
So Ty, how has your time been? I know you've been out there for a little bit. I just want to make sure you're good. Audience wants to know what's up.
The audience
is hard work, but somebody's got to do it.
I'm gonna put him up there with like Thurgood Marshall.
Literally the consummate like pro when it comes to this shit. Like this, it's no feat that this nigga won't do to like make sure that we live in a better world. You know.
Yeah.
Thanks, T'Challa.
Tell them the real reason why.
No, what the real reason why?
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. The real reason why he's doing it is not that he's firefighting actually in the Amazonian rainforest and stopping wildfires out there so that they can build more houses there.
That's the covert title. Firefighting.
Yes, exactly. He's firefighting out in the Amazonian forest to make sure that the kids actually have a habitable place to build houses in the community out there. Cause
that boy out there with a machete and a 9mm.
Exactly, doing the Lord's work. Actually.
And cargo pants and boots.
It was definitely written.
But what happened was we couldn't get to him because he lost his phone out there.
Word.
He lost his phone out there. He's actually calling us now off of I think
his satellite.
Yeah, it's like a satellite dish or something like that. But we're just making sure that he wanted to call in and let y'all know that he's trying to figure it out now. He's gonna find his phone. It might be like underneath a palm tree or something.
Yeah.
Keep doing it, Bruce Leroy.
but with that being said, we're gonna Todd, we're gonna actually call you back and like make sure that we could figure out like, because I think actually what we can do if we use VPN, we could change our location of where our phones is and try to find your phone.
Word.
All right, pimp. Love you. Love all your humanitarian work, man.
Word.
We appreciate you.
Use a lot of mosquito spray.
Word, for real.
Off.
We gonna get up with you. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was Todd just checking in on us. I actually appreciate that, man. Like this nigga never stopped working, bro. Like, it's crazy. But
doing the real service for our people.
No, for real. I like you think the work that we do here is actually like incredible, but come on now, firefighting in the Amazonian River, like
with his bare hands.
Look, he's using his bare hands. I don't think he's doing that, but
I don't know.
That would be
I don't know. Maybe he.
The work doesn't start or end with the pod.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? We work after hours.
We talk about action.
For real.
I'm not
really doing this work.
Shout out to Todd for punching that real clock.
Word.
So Look, man. So I felt like we had like a really deep dive on that.
No, I mean, I listen. I've always been an advocate of this podcast, of talking a lot of universal, which I'm actually kind of happy we talked about this triple consciousness thing because, you know, like I said, me being, like I said, you know, of African descent, first generation African descent, a lot of problems that are, you know, happening in Africa are very kind of close and passion, and I'm very passionate about, and I always talk to these guys about like having topics like that for the show, because I think as a people is one of the biggest solutions is to have universal like collaboration as a diaspora. You get what I'm saying? If our mentality here can meet the workforce of Africa and the resources of Africa, like as a diaspora, we could really take over, you know. And you know, Malcolm X always says, "We not outnumbered, we out-organized." I mean, we out-organized. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just too much. It's too much for us that we're as a people just being taken advantage of, and you know, if we don't eventually come together, it's gonna it's gonna end up with us on the short end of the stick. But it doesn't have to be that way.
I think 2024 is the unification, it's the meeting of the minds, and it's the meetings of the first generation African descendants. It's the Black American born citizens. You know, like Tosin said, the collaboration, total collaboration, and I think with that, we could start seeing a lot of different changes that's already being made, because it's a lot of people who's in America who's doing the good fight and doing the good work right now.
Absolutely, man. I think like, you know, all of this just comes down into like, I think a lot of this just comes down to a lot of lessons that I've learned, like going down, just thinking about how I came into like I said, this knowing of consciousness. And like, no, go ahead.
No. I was gonna say the thing about us. I'm happy that we did break out of that Hotep.
Yeah, the Hotep shit was a lot.
I didn't even know we was a Hotep till like at least 4 years down the line, or 2 years down the line. But I ain't go. Well, let me ask you a funny question, just to kind of break us out of the seriousness. Who do you think was the first one to break out of the Hotep cocoon out of all of us? I think it was me.
Yeah, I better say I ain't want to throw you under the bus.
No, it might have been. Tosin he's seen the woman that was coming to the meetings and was like, man,
I can't
fuck
get
this consciousness shit. Hey, I'm trying.
Yeah. Nah, cause I was like,
I'm trying to walk you the easy mode.
Nah, cause I was like, at one point, I'm like, bro, like, how the hell I'm gonna talk about all this stuff? I ain't never experienced like some of this shit that we talking about.
It's about experience and life and shit. We talking about like trying like.
But also I do think because of like the nature of, like, you know, the path I took, because you know I went to college, and at that time, you know, y'all didn't go to college at that time, so I needed different people for different things, and I had different things I was running into, and I was like, all right. Not saying that, you know, y'all wasn't doing anything, but when y'all was doing the IOBCA stuff, I'm like,
you
bro.
was in college when you was doing that. Wasn't you in college?
Nah, I wasn't.
You was in
college?
I think I had left already.
Yeah, and I was on my way to transferring the record, so I was like, I ain't gonna hold y'all, like, this shit is
on my forever break.
Huh?
I was on my forever break.
I was on my shit like, bro, some of these girls, I need them for my class. I need them to help me study.
No, but I mean, I think it was just like, it was like that kind of, like over time, like I kind of look at a lot of it. I feel like time, reflection on a lot of stuff, it gives you like brand new perspective that you like, damn, I didn't even think about like that shit. You gotta go through life a little bit.
Yeah,
and then also,
nigga, I finish my point.
Oh, you saying? I thought you was done.
Like, come on, bro.
Alright, hurry up.
I'm reminiscing on the time.
Alright, hurry up now, cause now you get me tight.
Nah, it was a good time.
Nah, it was.
Nah, but no, but I swear to God, I was really talking about it because I was just like, yo, throughout that time, I really just had to understand, like, yo, this nigga is like literally going to college and like trying to experience college, like like, I mean, I get it. Like, a lot of stuff that we were talking about was cool. We were trying to, like, change perspectives. But also, too, understanding, like, where I fall in line. Like, and this is not a topic we're going to go into now, but I'm just talking about this off the cuff for me. Like, having a conversation, like, where do I fit into, like, trying to impart the world with, like theories on black plight, on black revolution, on black liberation. Like, where do I fall in line with that? And a lot of the shit was just like, for me, it's in clothing and art and like creativity. Like, that's where I found where I want to be. But I think a lot of the stuff that we were talking about in the beginning, we were kind of caught up in like this. We were kind of caught up in like this like very fantasized idea of what we thought revolution was supposed to look like.
You know what? I also will kind of say that was a big thing too, like because of the consciousness thing. You gotta remember too when me and you got to Essex County. That's I'm like, damn. I low key feel like I found my tribe. Cause you remember the corner at Essex County College?
Yeah, hell yeah.
It was the Africans. Yeah, that shit was jumping, and that's what I'm saying. But I ain't gonna hold you. A big thing about Africans is we gonna be having fun no matter like if it's like no matter what the situation is. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Sean, you can attest to the. We done went to some wild ass African parties.
Nah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
shit,
you get what I'm
bro.
saying? So
And
and
that was a time.
That's
a time, bro.
Nah, for real. And that's what I'll be like I'll be like, yo, that's my concept. Because, you know, when we got to Essex County, I had found like it was a bunch of mix of us. It was Ghanaians, Nigerians, Liberians. Some people was from Ivory Coast, you get what I'm saying? And it was just like, that was when I was like, yo, I felt connected to that was the first time, because at high school, I didn't really feel that connection. But once we got to like Essex County, I was like, yo, this is the first time I really feel connected to like, you know, my culture as like actively in my culture. That's when I joined ASA and then OAS, and it just showed me stuff like it's not just the black American experience that I'm living through at this moment. It's the African experience that I'm living through and trying to build our way. And, you know, I feel like revolution is like you said, it's not like a linear thing. It's not just like this is the one way to get through it. Nah, there's different ways. And the thing about it is you have to be true to your path, but also just know where you're trying to go together. I know for us, it's like I always push is for community. You get what I'm saying? I always wanted to be able to be like, yo, as a diaspora, we're bringing the diaspora together. You get what I'm saying? And whether it be through conversation, and I always try to use myself as example. Like, I'm the living embodiment of a triple consciousness. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes that shit is so hard to navigate. Even just like little things, like, you know, I think I told you with certain stuff, like sometimes I be feeling weird because I give somebody something with my left hand. Yeah. And you know, like African culture, you're not supposed to give nothing with your left hand. You get what I'm saying? But then sometimes I'm also trying not to be so African where I'm just on some yes sir to everybody, yes sir, because, you know, we get into a point where I'm older now, so I'm at work and I don't have to be so super formal with everybody because some people will look down on you in that sense. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to put yourself below anybody. And you know, it is.
I think that also comes with age.
It is. But sometimes it's just like, I don't know. I try, like you said, it does come with age, but it also is like, you know, even as I'm getting older, it's like I understand. I don't have to call everybody Mister.
You know, I'm taking all of that and I'm thinking about just like what's been happening as of recently. I feel like we're in an emotion and a space of reminiscing and, you know, talking about things that's happened in our past. Quan, your 28th birthday just passed not too long ago, and in my mind, it took me to like, yo, I'm gonna be 30 at the end of this year, which is fucking nuts. But I literally am taking this time to kind of think about like the lessons that my 20s have gifted me, and, you know, whether they were harsh lessons, helpful lessons, loving lessons, but like, what are some lessons and that you feel like you've gained through your 20s? And I think that's like a question I want to give to all of us. Like, what is some shit that you've learned through your 20s that's shaped you, and like what's some advice you would give like a young black man, if you know it's Black History Month, so a young black man for going through his 20s and yeah.
Don't drink Taylor Port thinking it's wine.
That is valuable. Very.
I think something that my father said to me, that his father said to him, that it's a great metaphor, is everything that glitters ain't gold. And I think you could apply that to women. You could apply that to a situation you're in, or if you could apply that to something that may seem like this is the perfect opportunity. Always be prepared for not necessarily a plan B, but be prepared that it's something else could come around the corner from any situation that you're in, and you don't necessarily have to put all your eggs in one basket. It's good to pivot from situation to other situations, and just don't be so steadfast or be too deterred if a situation doesn't materialize the way you want it to materialize for you. So I think that that quote was very powerful. It's like an older cliche, but it rang true for me, most definitely.
I think for me, like when I look back at my 20s, it's so much shit, bro, that like was kind of I saw. Like there's so much stuff that's happened to me that's been able to shape how I view myself. I think one thing that I would say in my 20s that brought to me was like learning how to, you know, be vulnerable in certain instances, and the necessity of vulnerability, the necessity of, you know, being able to be emotionally articulate. You know, those were little things that I didn't really like understand when I was younger, you know, because especially I think we've talked about it ad nauseum already, about how men aren't given space to be like emotional or to show emotional range. And I think for me in my 20s, a lot of that it was coming to the forefront of how important that was. That also too with, you know, understanding the importance of family, you know, understanding the importance of partnership, understanding the importance of friendships. Like I feel like my 20s it's been so many things that's happened, and I've had to lean on those pillars in my life. And I don't think you really get and understand like how important those pillars are until like your back is up against the wall about something. And that also too, and the last one I'll say is, I feel like one thing that I've noticed is that like life continues to move on. You know, life moves on, and that could apply to anything, good, bad, or the indifferent. You know, you got a new job, you're making money, and you feel good about yourself. Life moves on into something new. You're having a bad moment, you're not feeling good about yourself. Life moves on. You know, someone you love isn't here anymore, and they go on. Life moves on. And I think sometimes for me, understanding that when I need to take a break and like really do some self-reflection and let life move on while I'm self-reflecting, but also to understanding like how to get in alignment where life is going, and then but always understanding like this shit keep going, like this shit keeps going. So I think there was a lot of stuff in my 20s, bro.
Outside of the Taylor Port thing,
I don't know. I had a couple lessons. I think you done been through. I mean, y'all been around during that time between women. I think my main lessons have been from like just dealing with women. But I will say, just take out of that is like the pride. Cause I don't know, man. Like pride and ego, I guess, is to this day something I'm wrestling with. I think with that, you have to, cause it's unnecessary to have your pride and your ego. You have to understand though, like how to battle it, and understanding when it's leading the charge, I guess. I mean, it's so many like situations where I've led with pride, and like it's been helpful. Like, I'm not gonna act like my pride hasn't been like one of my best friends sometimes, but sometimes you don't need that friend whispering in your ear at certain moments. You get what I'm saying? Like, especially I say it for women. Like, you know, I didn't let my pride let some of the like the greatest women escape from me. Like, to this point, to this day, I'll tell you right now, I'd be married if it wasn't for my pride right now. But at the same time, it'd be like certain things, like my pride has pushed me to the edge of, like, you know, great feats. You know, just being able to like do and conquer certain things just from like little stuff, like people saying, yeah, you can't do this, and my pride was like, fuck that, we could do this. You get what I'm saying? And you know, it's because it's empowered you so much that you also can't tell sometimes that it may be a hindrance in the same light. You know, it'd be like, yeah, why? Yeah, you could do this, and once you've done it, it's like, yeah, why would I let go of this? Because why would I let go of this kind of lifestyle that got us here? And then the worst part about it is sometimes, I don't know, maybe because I'm just a little bit like psycho with certain stuff, like it'll literally be like a whole conversation between me and, I guess, an embodiment of pride.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And I can't even like, I don't even know how to depict the pride to depict the pride for someone to like, I guess, you know, illustrate it in their eyes. But it's like, it's so enticing, and it's so like,
I mean,
seducing.
it's like the ego too, like
Yeah.
that ego. You get caught up.
Yeah,
in,
pride and ego.
Yeah, it's the ego, because what it makes you like have to play. You're playing off of like those things that
made
people,
you, yeah.
that I made you, that people are telling you like, oh, like you're this. You're
Yeah.
that.
Oh my
So,
God.
yeah.
I remember just in college, like, yo, like, people had this idea of me being like some super, and I'm not trying to be in no braggy here, but it was like some super like ladies man, and people was telling me, and Sean,
Whoever got that impression from you.
mind your business, you wasn't with us. I was about to say,
I'm
but
just asking.
Rashawn had been to the dorm room parties.
I've seen some things. I've seen things.
Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. I ain't gonna hold you, but like I said, it'd be like people would tell me like, "Oh yeah, you this, and that." I'm like, and sometimes I would let it go to my head, and you know, disrespect some of the people that, you know, I don't even, that don't deserve that, but also like, you don't need to be this prideful character. You don't need to believe these things that have been hyped up in your head. And you know, to this day, like, I always be like, yo, my recurring lesson in my life.
I think a word that comes to mind when I think about what I've learned in my 20s is resourceful. I think before I had problems with like networking and, you know, kind of overthinking, which leads to you being like overwhelmed. You kind of be mentally kind of defeated on yourself, and like kind of like fall, like your situation or anything you have going on towards what you're trying to accomplish kind of fall into the wayside. But not knowing at the end of the day, you have people to lean on, friends, family. You have some type of network or something you could connect to. So definitely for somebody that's about to come into their 20s, or they're still in their 20s, or any age, being resourceful is power. It's power in being resourceful.
And, but I would also say as well, like, another, I guess some advice I would give, like, young black dude growing up, you know, in his 20s, coming into him, and he was saying like, yo, what should I do throughout this time? I would just say, man, learn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, learn. Be an open vessel to take in knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, knowledge about yourself, knowledge about the people that you're around, and you know, find find the things you love and give it your all. That's really it.
Also, though, I will say this. Also, do something. It's no shame in going for the money for a little bit. Understand though, the money is not going to be always enough as far as being internal. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, and this is just I'm not trying to sound like I'm undermining what you said, Sean. But at the same time, I'm a person that I'm like in college. I'm like, damn, I wish I would have went for some of the things that I'm like, oh, no, this is just for the money versus, like stuff that I just want to do. Not saying like I'm happy that I did the things that I wanted to do. I'm 110% happy, but I do be like now I'm like, all right, as an adult, it's like damn, it's harder to find time to do like things that's gonna make me money because I took a lot of time to do things that I just wanted and not like sacrifice. Like one thing I always rebellious that I didn't really like listen with certain things, and some of it was they just African, so they don't really understand, and it's a little bit of mix of it. So I ended up just choosing to do my own way and my own path for certain things, and I was going through my own tribulations with certain things in life. But go for the money, then go for the things you want. Sometimes, I mean, do what works for you, number one. But in retrospect, I'm definitely like now looking. I'm like, all right, I needed to go, and I'm working on things like that now, but focus on trying to fund the things that you want.
That's real shit, man. That's real shit. I think just all of this, like everything that we've been just talking about and illustrating, and what this pod is really about. It's kind of like it's really a practice and intense self-reflection, but also to just having like these perspectives on where we see shit going on, like what we see going on. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say though, I guess another lesson, man, whatever you do, complete it, see it through to its end, like, cause
seeing it through is important.
Seeing through like the things that you start, you get what I'm saying, and at least leave it to a point where it's not like, all right, it's only a little bit left, or it's inconveniencing anybody with certain things. Seeing through a lot of things through the end, I think that's one of the biggest things that I think I learned growing up. Yeah, because I remember like just something as simple as this. I remember at Essex County, they had a pre-calculus class, and that shit was mad hard. And I'm like, man, I'm probably not gonna need this. I dropped out the class. Come on, why the dude ended up saying, he passed everybody. I was like, and then went to Rutgers and never passed pre-calc ever again. Yo, I was so mad, but yeah, like little stuff like that, you gotta see that shit through to the end. Because
seeing it through, man, it's more important than you think.
Yeah, seeing yourself complete stuff is I don't know, man. It helps it helps your confidence.
Yeah,
I think that's the main thing. It helps your confidence.
That's the thing. Like you start to play off of like muscle memory. You start to play off of muscle memory, and you're able to like delve into kind of like those. You're able to like play off of that past success you had. Like the fact that you're able to look back and say like, yo, I've completed this before.
Thing, yes.
I could do it again.
I could do it again.
So, so it is what it is.
I remember when we used to be doing like little stuff. Like I remember when we used to talk when we was younger. We used to just be like, yo, man, even if we're not going to get the girl, just go talk to the girl a little bit.
It's really about...
It's literally about just doing it and saying you did it, whether you failed or not. It's like, all right, well... She told me no.
Half a lot of shit is just showing up, man.
Yeah.
Like,
word.
And but
and then you just surprised when you show up. You see what you get sometimes.
Speaking of showing up, I don't even know if this is a great transition, but I'm gonna go for it anyway. This is our podcast, and we can do whatever the fuck we want. But
you ain't have that tone with Caleb.
Yeah, but we talking about showing up. How did y'all show up for Valentine's Day? Because I know that we talked about it a little bit Wait, did we even talk about it earlier?
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I mean, he said he went something to Valentine's Day. You said y'all did something light.
Oh no.
What?
I literally just messed up that transition, but I wanted to go into
The Earn Your Leisure thing.
the Earn Your Leisure clip when he was talking
Oh man,
about.
you know it's funny. I was trying to hint at it earlier, but no one kind of took the bait. Nah.
We're still learning. This podcast is new.
Man,
so.
listen, we look good. At least I look good. But I'm gonna pull it up right now. Give me a second.
Yeah, no.
So I was trying to put this idea. I was trying to combat this idea that we're having in our community lately, or as far as between black men and black women.
He says community. I feel like it's an internet conversation.
Internet conversation, but it's starting to become a new thing sweeping our culture.
Sweeping the mean streets of the internets and social medias.
Yeah, whatever. Here.
He wanted to say sweeping the net. So
No word.
All right, so is this it?
I don't know. You tell me.
Man, shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
Anything I spent on any of my exes.
Was it this
Shout
one?
out to y'all, love y'all dearly. Thank you for all the time.
That's the second one, I think.
You sent me.
I think as if I'm in Playa, Cabo. I think as if I'm in Playa, Cabo. What was BD's wedding at? Lake Como. Portofino. We go all around the world. If you can't afford to fly yourself to meet me, and I'm gonna take.
That's not the one.
No,
That's
not.
the second
My
one.
bad. My bad.
The
My
first
bad.
one.
The dumbest financial purchase decision that you've made in the last 5 years. Anything I spent on any of my exes. Shout out to y'all. Love y'all dearly. Thank you for all the time that we spent together, the love that we share. I love you dearly. Thank you for allowing me to be a better man. Let me put my cape on. Shout out to Top Billionaire. I think he has a post. Added up all the money that you spent on women that have not become your wife. If you invested it into the market or a business, how much more money would you have? And I was like, damn. And I like to have a good time. Shout out to my babies. I love y'all. Loved y'all at one point. But when I go back and calculate, I'll probably reinvest that capital different. And I'm not doing it no more. And the next time I get to buying bags and going on vacations, I'll be married.
Oh, you're not taking somebody on a vacation unless you're married?
Let's break the internet. No.
What's the dumbest financial purchase?
Okay, so I mean, while part of that is that conversation, I'm a little bit I'm up and down about it, about certain parts, but I think particularly this idea of flying women out. First off, let me ask y'all, what do y'all feel about flying women out to other countries?
I mean, I think like, okay.
Do you think it's, first off, let me ask you, do you think it's becoming a current pressure as a male?
I don't really see it as pressure, to be honest with you.
Or expectation, I should say.
I wouldn't even say an expectation. I feel like if a lot of times, you know, a dude may try to do something to like impress. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, let's say you're talking to a woman and she's saying like, hey, like, oh, you know, I would love to come out there or whatever. And I think it's also too different if you're asking someone to come out as well. I think that is a different dynamic. If you're saying like, hey, I want you to come out here, and they're like, so what you gonna do about that though? Like, I can't do nothing about that. It's like, okay, I'll pay for you to come out. But I feel like just going into the conversation, to me, it's about like what conversation are we having? Are we talking about how do we feel just straight up on like how we feel about flying people out, or do we feel like that is like an expectation that most women have? And if we're talking about how do I feel about flying people out, if you have the money to do it, hey, do it. I don't care. Like, it's your bread. Like, you know, if you have bread to fly someone out, fly them out. Obviously, if you don't have the money to fly someone out, don't fucking fly them out. That's dumb. It's just not financially responsible, and you're probably just really, really horny for no reason. So, but if you have the money to do it, have fun. But if we're talking about, do I feel like women are expecting men on just, and I'm talking about women on average expecting a man to fly her out? No, I don't really think so.
I think we also got to pay attention to the people who seem to be giving out that type of expectation, or those they anticipating something like that, like the women or
Men that they're talking to.
the men they're talking to. If if that's what she's been exposed to, or she's exposed to men that's leading with financially or leading with their money, then that's her perception of everything. Like that's her norm. I think for me, in the experience that I have with certain gentlemen, like my friends and you guys, women don't necessarily expect for you just to fly them out unless like Sean said, you I guess you guys are dating, like you guys are dating not in the same state, and you want the person to come to you, then that's a different expectation. And I mean, that could be negotiated.
I don't even think it would be different depending on where y'all meet. Like if y'all meet somewhere and y'all from two different places, a lot of times y'all probably doing the same stuff or whatever.
But for me, I mean, I guess if you're my girlfriend, I don't know, like something got to give. Like it got to make financial sense. Like
I just want to say this real quick before you even go to it. I just wanted to say this, and I'm gonna be quick. I feel like a lot of times broke people, which a lot of people are broke, and there's actually nothing wrong with not just having just ample money, because a lot of us don't. You have a lot of people that don't have money commenting on a conversation that people are having that have money to do certain things. It's like me getting into a conversation about like what Warren Buffett is talking about, you know, what type of restaurants you should be going to.
But also, I think it's also a conversation. How you want me to fly you out and you can't afford to fly yourself out? I think that's another conversation, because a lot of these conversations stem from women expecting a man to do something they can't even do for them.
Like, asked me to fly them out unsolicited. Like, we wasn't even talking about anything crazy. You know what? I'm gonna let you read this text message. This is from a while ago, but who want to read it?
I'll read it.
Don't start sweating.
Right. Start.
Hold on.
Start.
Why would perspiration be involved?
Because you can't read out loud.
Start.
Start from right here.
Okay. You get home safe? Yeah, you. Yeah, I was good, thank God. That's good. I should have creeped into y'all's section earlier. Laughed my ass off, really? Yeah, yesterday was good vibes. It would have been good around you. You think so?
I'm just chatting back and forth with her.
Oh yeah, for sure. But there's a whole summer ahead of us. No, for real. What's your summer looking like? You traveling anywhere? You flying me out? You want me to continue? Laugh aloud. Slow down. Got a little bit too much dip on your chip there. That's a funny response. Okay, laugh out loud. Laugh aloud.
Oh, no, I think that's about it.
That's about
Like, no more.
I'm not gonna lie to you though, but this has happened on like 3 different separate occasions, and I'm like, yo, what's in this liquor y'all drinking? I'm sorry. Like, I'm just saying. I'm just like, yo, this is not the first time. My personal, my mentality, like from what I know, my brothers have been on trips with women and that they've been dating, and it wasn't until like later in their relationship that my brother probably paid for their trip. But yo, when it was first going out, like, yo, the girl would pay for her way there, and then my brother would pay for his way there and there. Now, I'm not saying that always happened, but it was like, yo, for me, it was like, if we're just dating, even dating, yo, and even if you're my girlfriend, I be feeling like it's not like I have to pay for you to go on vacation. Like, I just don't even think that's like a real thing. Like, that doesn't even make sense.
No, my whole thing about this flying, I don't know. It just feels like that
sounds transactional.
It feels mad transactional, but a lot of stuff is, to me, is dumb, because for the most part, most people can't do this shit. Like, most people do not have the goddamn funds to just be flying people out. The average man, the average black man makes about $46,000 a month. I mean,
A year.
well, shit, not a month,
Yeah, that's
a year.
caking.
But no, a year, 46,000. I think for black women it might be like 43 or 40,000 dollars a year. But most people don't have the money to do that. So like when I hear these podcasts talking about this is what women expect and this is what women, it's like, what women are y'all talking to?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
most women can't even afford to do that for themselves, but most men can't do it and they know that. So I'm just like, that's where I'm just like, this conversation a lot of times just leads. It's just, I don't know. It
It's
feels
getting
like
real crazy.
it just
I ain't
feels like
gonna-
it's reifying like this idea, like, oh, like women just want to like bleed men for their money. It's just like, I don't really think so. I just think I think it's something that happens for a select few of people. And I mean, I guess I get it if you're like in those situations or whatever. But I just think also being like, hey, like if I use all the money that I spent on my girlfriends and put it in the stock market, I would be in a better position now.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily care too much for that part. You get what I'm
Because
saying?
I feel like that's more of a conversation of like what you chose to do with the women that you was with.
Yeah.
Like, because you could also be like, that's like someone being like, well, shit, if I didn't spend on this time with my family all these years, I could have spent that time learning about the stock market and being in a better place. It's like,
but the funny part is, I actually know a couple women have been flown out, and it's like, I don't know how to put it. There's two tales to that story. There's the one aspect where the dude is flying them out, but they ain't getting no sugar out of that girl. And there's the other end where it's like, yeah, she on his dime.
well,
Yeah.
bro, that's what I'm saying. The game is the game. Like, if you have the money to do it, you have the money to do it. So it's like you playing it.
Nah, but that's what I'm saying. I like when though in both transactions, it's not like a intimate situation. You get what I'm saying? It's a leaning to one side kind of situation. And for example, the girl, for the woman who is not giving up any sugar, she literally there just using the dude.
I'm
You
just
get what I'm
crying
saying?
the fact that you said not giving up no
Yeah,
shit. You
yeah,
can just say
that's
giving us some
yeah.
ass. We
Oh yeah, well,
traumatized.
giving up no cheeks. She ain't giving up no cheeks, and she's usually, like you said, transactionally. And
Also, too, you're a dummy if you just like. First of all, you should also know that flying someone out does not automatically mean
Guarantee you want to get in
getting
bed.
ass.
it's like it's,
Also, too, I don't agree with people just like, I don't think these people are random, but like, you should also too like think about the people that you fly out your state to go see.
yeah. I think with these people, it's just not like a. I'm trying to figure out the best way to put it. Like, it's not about liking them anymore. It's literally like, you're using these people to get what you want out of them. And I think it feeds more back into this era is not even about having like conversation, having game, having riz, if you will. But that's what I'm saying. It's like,
I really do.
nah, but like I said, it's not about any of that anymore. It's literally like, all right, I can't really talk to you, but you know how I'm gonna get you? I'm gonna just use the money. And then it's like, I think that's what it is, because there's no actual transactional communication. People think like, yeah, we're just gonna use money to get what we want, and I feel like that's a horrible society to live in.
I think money. I mean, money talks. I mean, people don't say that for no reason. I think money is always going to talk, and it's always going to be able to get you places.
I think
it's going to be able to get you money. It's going to be able to get not
Access.
Money. It's going to be able to give you, exactly.
So
money affords you access.
Yeah.
No,
you
but
know?
I think money, yeah, it gives a value. Money is a physical value that if you don't have a certain value within yourself, you can use the money instead.
I agree. I do agree with that. I feel like we're also just getting into a totally different conversation about this whole thing. But I do think, like, at the end of the day, it's one of those things where it's like, I've never really felt the need to run in those type of circles, because I do know that a lot of it is, it's hollow. It's hollow. It's shallow.
Shallow,
it's
very
not,
shallow.
It
Shallow's a
doesn't
perfect
really
word.
have much going on for it. So my whole thing about it is like, I'd rather be in more, I don't know,
Substantial,
more
like,
intentional spaces around with people that aren't just, because a
They're
lot of
very
people,
superficial.
a lot of it is just motherfuckers whoring themselves out trying to get to the next buck. Which, look, you try to make your money, you try to make your money, but there's give and take with all of that, you know.
Nah, I think the one thing I will say, the money thing ain't never really been. I think because I've been a broke college person, I've understand the importance of being creative and having, like, I guess, the gift of gab or certain things. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I've been in many situations. There was a dude spending money on the girl, and you know, she left with me. No, and it's funny. I think I told you about that one time when it was like Ghana Independence, and I went out and I was hanging out with somebody, and then it's a really kind of funny story, but it was this girl I was talking to, and she's from like Connecticut, and I guess it's some dude spending on her, right? So we was going out, we party, blah blah blah, right? So I'm texting her, let's go out, let's hang out after the party or whatever, right? So she told me come chill at a hotel, and I'm at the hotel with her. So I went after the hotel, we chilled, we kicked it, you know, we hung out for the night, and we laying and chilling, and then middle of the night, I guess the guy who paid for the hotel started knocking on the door. Yeah.
Oh no.
He mad because she chose up.
Yeah, I was like, and the worst part about it is, like, she over here trying to act like she's asleep. I'm like, bro, I know you heard him.
Like, if you don't get the fuck up right now.
Word. And I'm like, bro, it ain't no way.
Dead.
I know you don't sleep a lot heavier than I do.
Word. Ain't no way.
Word. And then the dude was just yelling through the door, and I'm over here like,
how could you do that?
and then he was saying a bunch of stuff. He was like, yeah, man. He's like, who the hell are you, bro? He's like, you better not be here when I get back. I said, yeah, all right. And then he closed the door. I started, I gotta go.
I will not be here when you
Yeah, I started getting my stuff together. I got it there expeditiously.
Did you ever like text her back?
I mean, yeah.
Yo, niggas is so gullible,
yeah, it's
Uh,
bro.
funny. Tosin too crazy. Tosin just like, she just had to come to me after.
Yo, bro, niggas is the worst, bro.
I was trying to listen. I had the best intentions. I didn't know there was the dude did all of that. You get what I'm saying?
I seen some tweet. This nigga was like, "Yo, dudes are the worst." Because I guess they was talking about a guy getting stalked by this woman. He was like, "My dumb ass too easy." I would have been looking at her when she was making like dinner for me and showing up to my job. I would have been like, "Damn, thank you. I appreciate you being so kind to me." It's like, yo, like motherfuckers be so thirsty for love. They'll take anything.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, she really trying to get you killed though.
Nah.
I just hope you know that.
Did she try to get me killed?
Kind of.
She was taking
Bringing somebody to your hotel room that your your
why-
sugar daddy paid for is crazy.
This is what I'm going back into the I guess the Africans, because there's a lot of African simps though, but I think the dude was simping for her, and he just bought her whatever she said. He's like, yeah, come to the crowd and see you, and then I don't know, like I don't know what she told him, because it's like
Blocked
if
his dumb ass.
what?
He blocked that nigga on everything.
You know, it makes sense. Her phone was ringing a lot that night.
Game is game, man.
But look, at the end
that's
of the
what I'm
day,
learning.
bro, it is what it is. Look, young men, if you go out and you meet you a nice young lady, I would say get to know her. Don't feel like you need money to be your mouthpiece. That's real words.
That's real.
Lead with your personality. Everything else
And
follows.
also, too, this is also another thing I learned. Don't feel so pressured to have sex right away with her.
Also, too, at the end of the day, bro, God is love.
Rev Sean. Uptown out.
Yeah, word.
That's my uptown talk for y'all.
We don't got no bubbles or no bathtub right now.
All right, y'all. We out of here.